Okay, well, got a microphone hooked up. Hopefully it's working properly. I tested it out and it seemed like it was working. We'll see. I didn't make any adjustments to any of the settings 'cause I don't know anything about it, so here's what it is. So, right now I'm going to eat noodles, drink some tea. I figured you guys would be okay with not seeing me cook boils of water for some noodles. Uh, My diet has been basically just simple since everything happened. I just haven't wanted to cook. I haven't wanted. Some days I barely even want to eat. And I know I have to because, I gotta take care of Waffles. So I ordered a bunch of noodles and tofu and beans and curry, lentils and curry, and a little bit of rice. Just simple meals that I can just either heat up real quick or add water and be done, and not have to think too much about it. Um, I haven't quite figured out my camera setup yet. I'm still kind of working on that, but at least I have a microphone now. And I don't know. This is just the start of my channel. I will be posting, of course, some things about my garden, 'cause that's what I enjoy doing most is gardening. Let's see what's going on. Oh shit, there's a lot going on. I was about to say, oh, nothing's going on. There's a lot going on right now. I talked to my brother day before yesterday, and this was like right after I had a really bad night. I had just basically been crying all night and all morning, and he pops up and he's like, "Hey, you got a minute?" I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?" I mean, I figured, what else could he tell me that would, make me any more upset than I already was? So he tells me that uh, he talked to my Uncle Ken and my other brother Rob, and they all feel that the best thing for me to do is to move back to the States, sell everything I have here, and move back to the States. And it's a hard one. That was I understood what they were saying, their reasoning. But you build a life and you're happy, and then all of a sudden, I'll be back. I gotta get myself together. I'll be back. All right. So, like I said, you just have this whole life, and then one day your husband tells you he has a stomach ache, and then 5 days later he's dead, and your whole world just crashes. And all these thoughts and things run through your head. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna stay here? I mean, Sonny and I have been traveling all over the world for the last 20 years. We settled down here in France. We've actually been here in this house for uh, 10 years. So, we did our traveling. We had a great time. We were both nomads. Just, before it was even popular, we were doing the nomad thing. Um, we lived in several different places all over Asia and South America and Europe. And what we found was that every time that we wanted a break from what we were doing or didn't like where we were, we came back here to France. It was what was most comfortable for us and felt most like home for whatever reason. And so this is where we decided to settle. We made this our home base. Um, we bought this house. When we bought this house, it was unbelievable. I have to make a video about that. I might have to try to find our old phones just so I can show you some of the footage from the house, how it was originally. But basically, our criteria for house shopping at that time was just to find a house that had one good room. That's all we our expectations were so low. It was funny. We even when we set up our internet, that's what we named it, one good room. It actually had two good rooms, but that's pretty much all it had. And so yeah, this is where we settled down. This has been my life. You know, I wasn't really happy in the States. I had traveled all over the States. I think I've been to all but maybe 3 or 4 states. And yeah, like, no, I have been to Colorado. Let's see. Uh, I don't believe I've been to Missouri and North and South Dakota. And let's see. I don't believe there's any other states. I think that's it. I've been everywhere. So yeah, even before we became international nomads, we were nomads all over the states. When I met him, he was out of the country. He was in Panama. So anyway, My family wants me to sell everything and move back to the States. And I'm having a hard time with it for the reasons I just explained. I mean, for one, I'm a total introvert, which makes things more difficult. You know, Sonny was, I don't know if I would really call him an introvert, but I also wouldn't quite call him an extrovert because, like me, he liked to, you know, limit his time with other people. He didn't really like too many people, or he would like them for a short period of time and then cut them off because they would, for one reason or another, they would irritate him. And he was very conscious about keeping his energy just right. And we just vibed like that. We both the same way. People drain me, so I spend a lot of time alone. Even since he died, I haven't really uh, made much effort to get to know people. My neighbors are nice. The lady behind me, she has been so sweet to me since the day we moved in. And she's in her 80s now, but she keeps trying. She invited me over for Christmas, and I think I'm going to take up that offer just because she's invited me over for dinner so many times since Sonny's died, and I keep telling her no. Well, not flat out no. I lied the first time that she asked me and told her that I wasn't feeling well. I told her I was sick. I was not sick. I did not feel well, obviously. I'm grieving, but there was no reason why I couldn't have had. She was having her sister and some friends over, and it just sounded overwhelming to me. I just couldn't do it. So, it, and she knows that I'm an introvert. She knows. She's always said that, you know. She's like, I know you and Sonny like your privacy. It's always so sweet. When I first started gardening here, I my garden wasn't set up yet. It was basically a forest. We hadn't had the trees and stuff chopped down, none cleaned out, none of that. And she saw me gardening right in my driveway behind the house, and she's like, "Why don't you just use Natalie's garden?" Her daughter Natalie had passed away. Her daughter was my age, but she gave her daughter's garden to me to use, and wow, that was amazing to be so generous like that. And so ever since then, that was yeah, the year after COVID, I believe. Yeah, year after COVID, 2021. And so ever since then, I've been using her garden. So yeah, she's been real nice. She keeps reaching out to me, and I know she's trying real hard to introduce me to people and you know, try to make my situation here a little bit better, and I really appreciate that. She's real kind. So like I said, I think I'm gonna take up her offer to um, have dinner on Christmas. I mean, who needs to spend Christmas alone, right? I'll just sit around here crying all day. So I might as well, get out the house for a little bit. And she said it's gonna be just her and her sister, so that's uh that's a little bit better. So all right, so I'm gonna eat these noodles before they get too soggy, and then I'll be back. And I don't know what we'll do when I get back, but we'll do something. Maybe we'll clean. Maybe.